a great Easter weekend. We haven't filmed in a while, so hoping you guys are happy we're back. Today we're making a fun recipe called Heaven in a Pan. There's actually another name for it, but because of our audience, I'm going to call it Heaven in a Pan. You guys can figure that out yourselves. Anyway, and it's Wednesday, isn't it? Or is it Tuesday? Tuesday? Wednesday. It's Wednesday. So I think it's Wednesday afternoon. I think I'm going to have some wine. All right, so I'm going to have a glass of wine while we bake this afternoon. It's been so long since I've had some wine. Okay, so we're going to start with a... Oh, yes! No, we're not. We're going to start with washing our hands because guess what? We're doing a good job so far. We got to keep that COVID out of the kitchen and out of the house and out of the city and out of the province and out of the world. So, let's start with a good old favorite. You guys must know it by now. Let's sing along with me. Oh, the year was 1778. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. A letter of marque came from the scummiest vessel I've ever seen. God damn them all. I was told we cruise the seas for American gold. We fire no guns, shed no tears. I'm a broken man, a Halifax beer, the last of Barrett's, a privateers. Thank you, Maggie. All right, so let's start again. So we're going to start with the bottom, where we're going to get the bottom is the only part of this dessert that's going to be cooked. So let's start. We'll preheat the oven to 350. We'll get that going, and we're just going to make it's a short crust in the bottom with some pecans. So we're just going to take a half a cup of butter. We're going to beat in 3 teaspoons of sugar. So just, I didn't set this up properly, Maggie. It's a little out of sorts. Okay, so we're going to beat 3 teaspoons of sugar into the butter that we've already softened. So we'll just get that beat right in there. Okay, so we're going to mix in a cup of flour, all-purpose flour. Okay, so we'll get that in there. Just start that slowly. Yep. So we've got that mixed up. Now we're going to put about a half a cup of chopped pecans. Okay, we should open that first. Okay, hang on. There we go. Open that bag up. Now this one is pecan pieces. You can buy them as chopped as well, but I like them a little finer than what they come in even chopped. I also don't like a whole lot of pecans, so just enough for a little bit of flavor. And if there's any allergies or anything, you can always leave this part out. So I'm just going to give these a nice little chop because I like them nice and fine. So there we go, those nicely chopped. And we're just going to take those in there. And now I'm just going to mix the rest of it by hand. So as you can see, it just becomes a little grainy, sandy little pieces. Oh, I always forget the word that I'm thinking of. Okay, so we're just going to get that all nice and combined. And then all we're going to do is we're going to take that batter and we're going to press it into a 9.5 by 13 pan. So what I really want to do is, as Nanmar always says, gotta have a well-greased pan so things don't stick. I'm just gonna give that a little spray and a little flour. Okay, so you see that that's nicely mixed in there. You can still see the chunks of butter, but that'll all get flattened in once I press it all down. So I'm just gonna get it all in there, spread it around like this, and then I'm just gonna take a spoon and flatten it all in there. Okay, so as you can see, just at the very end, once it's almost all in there, I actually flour my fingers a little bit and press it all down so it's nice and evenly and right into the corners. And that's our base. I'm gonna take that, stick it in the oven there. I'm gonna put my timer on for 15 minutes. And then I'll have a look at it. You want to be careful that you don't overcook it. You just want it to come a nice golden brown. All right, so while that's cooking, I'm gonna have another glass of wine. Drink wine. Could be a long day. So this recipe actually we're gonna do 4 different layers. It sounds hard, but it's really not. It's really quite simple and delicious. So we're gonna start with our next layer. This is our cream cheese layer. So we just took an 8-ounce package of cream cheese. Look at my lovely new bowl. I'm so excited, I love it. My friend Mike Smith gave me this. He represents a company called Vega. They have awesome kitchen equipment and restaurant equipment and all this kind of stuff. So give me a holler if you want to know more. I can hook you up with his info. Thanks, Mike. I love it. Okay, so we're just going to beat just to soften our cream cheese. And to that, we're going to beat in, cup of... we had maybe the wine this afternoon was not a good idea. Anyway, all right, we're back. Okay, so to the 8-ounce cream cheese, we added a cup of icing sugar. So we're just going to beat those together. Whew, it's a little. Okay, so that's nicely creamed together. So we're going to take our beaters off. We're going to give those a wash. Because we're actually going to now whip 2 cups. In fact, we're actually going to whip 4 cups of whipping cream. All right, so we're going to whip. We need 4 cups of whipping cream whipped. So again, it's small town baker measurement. Probably this is a 1 liter thing of whipping cream. You probably need half of that. So about 500 milliliters. And, kind of whipping cream's kind of like chocolate. You can never have too much. So now we're going to give that a good whip. Okay, so you can see it's almost whipped, but not quite finished. I like to add a little bit of sugar and a little bit of vanilla, just almost when it's done, and it actually becomes chantilly cream. Or like a nice... so that's whipped to a nice consistency. So what we're going to do is we're going to take half of that, or 2 cups worth, because it turned out to be about 4 cups. And we're going to mix it in with our cream cheese mixture. So just want to take about half of that, or 2 cups worth. So that's about right. And so we're just going to mix that in together. And that becomes our second layer. Okay, so I just checked on my bottom, and it was actually done in about 12 minutes. So my oven does tend to be a little bit hotter. Just make sure you just keep checking on it, but it's kind of perfectly golden there. So we're gonna just let that really cool. So it needs to be cool before we add our other layers. So let's get to layer 3. Okay, so there's our cream cheese whipped cream mixture. That's our second layer. Our whipped cream we're gonna save for the end because that's gonna be our topping. So the only thing left we have is our middle layer. Which is so simple. Actually, sorry, I'm gonna get a bigger bowl. All right, so all we're gonna do is we're taking 1 package of vanilla Jello pudding, mix, not instant, but the, sorry, it is instant. Sorry, instant pudding. 1 vanilla, 1 chocolate in there. And we're just going to beat in a cup, 2 cups of milk. And that's it. So all we're doing is taking the instant pudding, the chocolate pudding, and the vanilla pudding, and whipping them together until they're nice and firm. All right, so we just whip that for a couple minutes till it's nice and thick. There, we'll take those out. As you can see, we use the beaters a few different times, so we had to keep washing them, but that's easy peasy. I'm gonna have some more wine. It's all cleaned up now, Maggie. Okay, so as you can see, we've got our 3 layers. We've got our cream cheese and whipped cream together with some icing sugar. That's gonna go next. Then we've got our chocolate pudding and vanilla pudding and milk mixture. And then we've got our whipped cream. So our last little thing we're gonna do is just shave a little chocolate for the top, just to give it a little, make it look kind of nice. So I'm just gonna take one of the baker's chocolate bars, but you can use any kind of chocolate. You might even have a extra bunny or two you want to shave off their ears or something. So we're gonna just get a few shavings. My grater wasn't working all that well. I think I had this problem in another dessert I made. Anyway, so I just actually took the chocolate, took a nice sharp paring knife, and just kind of whittled away at it like this. And this will work much better. So I'll just use those shavings for the top. All right, so I've got the bottom all cooled and ready to go. So we're gonna put our first layer down. This is the cream cheese, icing sugar, and 2 cups of whipped cream. I don't know if you noticed in the last clip, I had a little spill. I didn't drink all of this. So I am gonna just pour a little more. Remember, I didn't drink all that. Okay. All right, so now we're just gonna scrape the bowl, take our spatula, and spread it all even. All right, so we got 1 layer down. Now we're gonna take our Jell-O. So this is 2 cups of milk, our vanilla pudding and chocolate pudding, instant pudding, mixed together. So just scrape all that over the bowl and then spread that around. Okay, so we've got the chocolate layer all down. So now we're gonna take our whipped cream. We should probably have about 2 cups left, and we're just gonna spread all that around. All right, so the whipped cream layer's all done. So now, just as a little garnish, we're gonna just sprinkle our chocolate shavings all on the top. All right, so that's the dessert. So I'm gonna cover this in saran wrap, and we're gonna stick it in the fridge. It does need to chill for a good 4 hours. So we're gonna stick that in the fridge, and then we'll wrap these up when these are nice and chilled. All right, so here we are. A few hours later, it's nice and chilled. We're gonna cut and display. Well, I hope you enjoyed our version of heaven in a pan. It's really delicious. You guys are gonna love it. So stay tuned for the next episode. Not sure what we're gonna do, but I'm gonna finish my wine. Small Town Baker out.